Newsshooter coverage of NAB 2023 is sponsored by B&H and Atomos.
Hi, it's Matt here for Newsshooter.com at NAB 2023. I'm at the Creative Solutions booth. Now we're talking SmallHD. Now the 5 series has been incredibly popular for SmallHD. How's it been received out there in the community?
It's been received really well. We launched our Smart 5 series in September, basically, at IBC. A lot of the folks in the U.S. Did not actually hear about it. So I guess, sometimes it's hard for the news to get everywhere. So at NAB this year, our big focus was, hey, let's show the 5 again and let people actually get their hands on it, come touch it and feel it and see how it stacks up, basically. SmallHD's been making 5-inch monitors for years and years and years. It's how we started with the DP6, but it was really 5.6 inches. It was like the first affordable HD monitor. So we want to make sure we're always servicing those clients who are looking for a 5-inch or 5 to 6-inch product. And we had the 502 Bright, the 502, and the 503. All of those have gone end of life due to component shortages over the past couple of years. So we had a little stint there where we had no 5-inch products. Luckily, we had been working behind the scenes to launch our new Smart 5 series, which we're showing off here, which comes in multiple varieties, and that actually serves the need of many people. So far it's been going well. People are really liking it from what I've heard so far.
So in terms of people who are out there who may not be familiar with the series, what models are in there?
So we have the 3 technically and then some variants, right? So the 3 are the Indy 5, the Cine 5, and the Ultra 5, just like we have our Indy 7 and our Cine 7. We've had those for many years. And then the Ultra 5 has 2 variants, a Ultra 5 RX and an Ultra 5 TX. As you know, we work with Teradek. We're part of Teradek, and Teradek has actually put Bolt 6s inside the monitor. So you have an Ultra 5 TX, which has a Bolt 6 transmitter, or you can get the Ultra 5 RX, which has the Bolt 6 receiver. And that is actually really nice because it gives you completely hands-free, or wireless-free, wire-free, words are hard, gives you a completely wire-free solution that you can use. You can hand to a client or a director, anything like that, and they can be on set without having to mess with a bunch of things. It's just this one really nice, small form factor package. So those are kind of the general items in the family, as it were.
And looking forward, is there going to be further support for these models going forward in terms of maybe future firmware updates, changes to the operating system? Are you always sort of working on that sort of stuff?
Yeah, we're always working on that. So, SmallHD, if there's one thing people know about SmallHD, it's the PageOS operating system. When you get any monitor from Amazon or B&H or anywhere like that, it's going to have this really cookie cutter, kind of hard to navigate menu with kind of mediocre features. I mean, some of the features are good, but at SmallHD, I would say our big standout is that we spend a ton of time developing every single tool. Every tool gets hours and hours and hours of work, and then you get the PageOS operating system, which is super easy to navigate, right? You just swipe left and right on the monitor to get to the different pages filled with the tools. Last year, we talked about PageOS 5 at NAB, but it wasn't ready yet. Since last NAB, it's now been launched. And the biggest things in that include multi-view for our large monitors, more camera control options, improved camera control, smart buttons, but probably the one people are most excited about is EL Zones. And I know you guys have talked about it, but EL Zones basically gives you a spot or stop-based measurement tool for exposure. So you can actually look at your screen and see the stop level of each part of the screen instantaneously, which is an incredibly awesome tool created by Ed Lockman that we have integrated into our monitors, and that came out for free to pretty much all of our past and future monitors. People with 8-year-old monitors were getting this incredible new feature completely for free, and that's just not something that happens with other brands of monitors, and that I think is what sets SmallHD apart.
Is EL Zone something that's going to be looked at going forward in terms of being improved? Because at the moment it's sort of limited to about 12 stops, and you can map it to individual cameras. Is that something you'd be talking to camera companies about changing it up so that you can actually set the EL Zone for various cameras?
Yeah, so I mean, you do set it by camera when you set up your color pipe, right? So you can say, okay, I'm going to use a Sony Venice 2, I'm going to use S-Log 3, Cine, Gamut, et cetera, and it should be accurate with those cameras that we have in there. Really what's missing is some of the cameras people want us to add, right? So like the Blackmagic camera people want us to add, and we've heard those requests and we're working on that. There's several others. I'm not going to name a bunch of camera manufacturers, but there's several others that people want, and that's really the expansion we need to do. As far as the stops, we actually are working and actually recently have increased the stops. I believe the firmware is already out to increase that, but we're also looking at increasing it even further. So absolutely, we're going to keep adding and iterating. It's a brand new tool to our industry as far as an on-monitor tool, right? It's like a digital light meter in your monitor. And what we're getting constantly is really good feedback. Even here, I've heard things about, oh, I never thought of doing that, and we're going to go back and look into doing that. So by owning our own platform and spending years and years developing it, we have the power to listen to the customer and say, oh, that's brilliant, let's do it. And that's basically how we operate.